Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you a layout that I've created using the August kit from Scrapping Fun Kits. This is the layout. The photograph was taken in November 2011 at my niece's engagement party. I've gathered up some supplies from my stash that I think will go with the kit. I've got this piece of cardstock that I prepared for another layout but didn't end up using it. A piece of red paper offcut. This paper by Papercraft from the On the Dot paper range, and this other black and white floral page as well. I use this decal rule to tear along the edge of a piece of red paper, and I do the same thing with some of the black and white floral paper. I make the black and white floral paper slightly smaller than the red. I'm going to layer the shorter black and white piece on top of the red piece. The Papercraft On the Dot paper is going to be the background for my layout, and I decide that I want to have a black frame around it, so I cut a 1-inch frame out of this piece of black cardstock to put behind the grey paper. I then trim the grey paper down so that it's 11.5 inches by 11.5 inches, thereby giving myself a 1/4 inch of black border all around the page. Now I'm going to start using the papers from the kit to match my photo. First of all, I'm going to use this red, and then I'm going to use a dark grey pattern paper to go behind that, and then the photo will then also be matted on a white cardstock. I use an emery board and file around each of the edges of the photo. All of the papers that I use on my layouts, generally, I will ink the edges of, and I do that for all of the papers in this layout as well. I like the way that it gives each paper its own outline, definition, and breaks up the papers on the layout. I now start to assemble my layout from the background up. I will generally use double-sided tape or foam tape to attach my layers. I prefer the double-sided tape to the glue because glue, I find, does tend to warp your papers a little, so my preference is the double-sided tape. Before I finish sticking everything down, I decide I want a bit of interest down on the bottom part of the layout, so I get a Crafter's Workshop stencil out called Mini Peacock Feathers and some Montmartre modelling paste, and I apply some modelling paste through the stencil to add some white to the grey background, and also to just a bit of added interest to the background. While I'm waiting for that to dry, I hunt through my chipboard stash, and I find some pieces of chipboard that I want to use. And the squares is from Kinder Creations, and I'm not sure where the bracket is from. I have taken that out of its packet and don't know what brand it is. I'm using acrylic paint. The bracket's going to be red and the squares are going to be black to give 2 coats to each piece of chipboard. I'm going to start embellishing the rest of the layout now. I'm using this printed acetate from Papercraft. I've cut one piece in half, the black frame, and I've got a red frame as well. I've got some feathers and a flower and another piece of chipboard that I found and painted white. I'm going to use some liquid glue to attach these 2 feathers over the top of the texture paste feathers or modelling paste feathers that I did with the stencil, just to carry that feather theme through from the mask that I'm wearing. I'm now going to go ahead and assemble the rest of the layout. Some pieces are going to be stuck with glue, like this piece of acetate. I think I used glue on that, and the bulkier things I tend to use glue on as well, like the pieces of chipboard. So I'm just playing around with the positioning of things here, and you'll see that I attach them as I go. I use foam squares to attach the photo and the flower. The red and black theme of red, black and white theme of the kit suits this photo very well. I couldn't believe my eyes when I was looking through my photos trying to find a photo to scrap with this, that I came across this one. I'd completely forgotten I had it, so it actually worked out quite well, and I'm happy with the photo choice. As I said earlier, the photo was taken at my niece's engagement party in 2011, and the theme was Masquerade, so everybody was dressed up in their masks and finery. It was really lovely. I laboured over where to place the title. I was going to use the red stickers from the kit, and I couldn't decide where to put it. So I decided to put it along the right hand side of the photo, and spent some time positioning it and getting it all nice and level, only to change my mind and move the title to down under the white flower. There were two reasons that I changed the positioning of the title. It was a very tight fit up there, and it didn't really stand out very well against the black and white background. When I put it down the bottom here, I also underlined it with a black fine tip pen with 2 lines. Helped make it stand out a little better. That completes my video for today and my layout. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you like the layout. If you do enjoy the video, please subscribe to my channel and click the subscribe button so that you're notified each time I upload a new video. And please, if you would like to, I'd love it if you would share my video with your friends. Thank you.